afternoon. First, let me say what an honor it is to be able to share a few thoughts with you on what I know is a very important day in your lives. Let me tell you, however, that it is very obvious from up here that I am all that is standing between you and your diploma, and that you want these diplomas. So I promise to be short. After all, the main function of a commencement speaker is simply to build suspense, so you can have some time to take this all in, to enjoy your day, and to celebrate yourself. I was asked to speak to you today on behalf of all your professors, and that means I am our final attempt to get in the last word. Although I haven't had many of you as my own students, I do know some things about you, and I want to encourage you to keep nurturing the qualities that got you where you are today. Getting a graduate degree is no small accomplishment, and the traits that got you this degree will serve you well if you continue to nurture them. The graduate degree represents an agreement between professor and student. It's a piece of paper that suggests it is time for you to stop coming to my office with one more revision, and time for me to stop emailing you to ask for one more assignment. It is also, however, an acknowledgement that you have become a colleague of sorts, and not just that, but a Marymount colleague, which sets you apart in my mind, since Marymount colleagues are some of the few people I have met who discuss openly and often the ethical implications of their actions, who remain grounded in real-world problems even as they pursue intellectual goals. They are real people doing great things. And on their behalf, I congratulate you and welcome you as a new colleague into your field. As I welcome you, however, I warn you that being a Marymount colleague has some hidden obligations. Marymount is a place where faculty identify themselves as teachers first and foremost. Everyone who taught you is here because they love the act of teaching. They find students fascinating, and they want to support you in your dreams of achievement. I'm aware that support can sometimes feel like pushing, but please know that in any moment of human growth, there is inherent discomfort. It would be easy for you to say, having received a graduate degree, I am done with intellectual growth. But if you stop taking risks, stubbornly pursuing outlandish goals, and challenging yourself to learn even more within your field, you will surely miss the evolution of the world around you. And this brings me to a request we have of you. I ask that you see this diploma not as an end to your education, but as a beginning. You are obviously smart and stubborn because you have arrived here today. Having arrived, there's a temptation to say, now, I am done with all that. However, I urge you not to stop learning, not to stop being curious, and above all, not to stop listening, reading, and speaking about the questions that drove you to pursue a graduate degree in the first place. Keep seeking out people and situations that both support and challenge you, even if there is no diploma at the end of your quest, because the end goal is, after all, for you to be the educated, intelligent person that the diploma represents. And that is a moving target, my friends. I can promise you that whatever field you are going into will not be the same in 5 years. Technology has increased the speed of intellectual evolution, and you will need all your skills and learning to stay with the game, and perhaps more importantly, to keep up with the students who are following behind you. On this note, one of my students has told me she is live tweeting my speech, and I think I felt her create a hashtag, stop talking and give me my diploma. As all good professors do, I shall ignore her and continue. My second request is that you, on occasion, are not afraid to look foolish. You are a person who takes on new challenges, like getting a graduate degree. But I am sure you remember the first day back in the classroom, and the fear and nervousness that come with not knowing what to expect. By definition, a graduate student isn't afraid to grow in new directions. Try to keep that quality. Most people, at some point, become afraid to challenge themselves because it almost certainly ensures that they will look foolish. When we try new things or acquire new knowledge, we are clumsy at first. It takes some time to get our bearings, to become comfortable in our newfound sea legs. But I urge you to nurture the drive in yourself that made you pursue a graduate degree, to continue throughout your life to take risks, extend yourselves a bit further, to be graceless and awkward at times. My greatest joys have followed on my most awkward defeats. I think that you cannot have a triumph without a failure first. So keep the stubborn tenacity that made you choose not to stop with just a bachelor's degree, but to take on the challenge of mastering a subject in depth. That decision tells me some things about you, that you aren't willing to take the easy route, that you have aspirations beyond those of most, that you aren't willing to just sit by and watch life go by, that you are, in short, stubborn. I'm sure some of the family who are here have noticed that trait in you already. At some point, while you were working on your graduate degree, something stood in your way, and you told it to move, or you went around it, or you walked right over it. A graduate degree doesn't just happen by accident. You made this happen, and you refused to let whatever obstacle got in your way prevent you from attaining a graduate degree. That's impressive and deserves recognition. But try to balance a tenacious sense of passion with your own priorities. Absolutely keep seeking out your passions, but be aware that if you are lucky, you will discover several passions, and they will conflict, which will complicate things for you. Choosing how to balance family life and work, study and your social life, private fulfillment, and public recognition will involve real sacrifices, but ones that indicate your personal values. Keep your moral compass pointed to your own true north. Your mind is your greatest asset, but the people who support you in your intellectual endeavors allow you to live, rather than just exist. Do not lose sight of the people you love as you pursue your own growth. And this comes to my hope for you. I hope that you find the happiness that comes with doing something you love every day and surrounding yourself with people you love while making a positive contribution to this world. If you are truly to live up to the standard of my Marymount colleagues, you will realize that getting a graduate degree comes with obligations. You now know a lot about a pretty specific area. You are, dare I say it, an expert in your field of study. This means that you have a responsibility towards stewardship of your profession and of the world that it engages. So, thank you for choosing Marymount as a place where you decide to grow, to experiment, to master a subject area. We are grateful for you, and we look forward to seeing your next steps. Here then are my last words on your education. Continue to evolve intellectually. Don't be afraid to look foolish on occasion. Keep your compass pointed to your own true north, and do not let me have the last word on your education. Keep learning as long as your mind will let you. Be your own last word. From your faculty, I say, welcome to your profession, and Godspeed, graduates of the class of 2014.